Okay, today this is Algebra 2, Unit 2, lesson number 21. There you can see this 21. The goal of the lesson is about let's write and solve some rational equations. So we will see what is the meaning of rational equation, how to create them, and also apply in real life. Then you can also see here I can write and solve. So you not only write, but you can also solve rational expressions on each side of the equal sign. So let me directly dive to the actual problem. The first question is this is 21.1. Actually, you're supposed to do mentally. Let's see this one. The first one is x over 2 plus 3 over 4. Sorry. So when do you think this ratio will be equal? So this is equals 3/4. So what should be the value of 4? Now many of you can do mentally and figure out the answer. Okay, or you can say this two. The common sense is this two doubles. You can see that it like multiplies by 2 is 4. That means you should have a some number here which doubles here. And when you double, so what number doubles to 3? So you can think backward and say you have to have a half of 3. And common sense, the answer is 1.5. Half of 3 is 1.5. But I want you to use the actual cross product uh, property. What is that cross product basically means? You are multiplying these two pieces, okay, and then you're multiplying this and then work out. So this will be 4 times x, so it be you're multiplying x to 4 equals 2 times 3. So that is 4x equals 6. And then you divide by. So just a regular thing, regular problem solving equations in an earlier classes. So that way you get this. And 6 over 4, we can divide by 2 both sides. This answer will reduce to 3 over 2. And we know 3 over 2 is 1.5 when you're done. So that's all is about the first. So the second question, hopefully you have done the work. So first step is you do the cross product. So this will be 3 times 6. You can use that. I mean, I'll use the color to show. The other one is this one. Okay, so that is x times 1. And see, it takes just one step to get the answer. 3 times 6 is 18, x is 18, and you're done. That's all it is. So sometimes it is so simple. Okay, let's go to the next one. So the third one is, again, I'll do the blue color to multiply 1 times x. I'll write 1 times x squared equals, then this one 4 times 1. Okay. So 1 times x squared is x squared. 4 times 1 is 4. Now what does this mean is x squared basically means x multiplies to x itself gives you 4. So the question is what multiplies itself to give 4? And you know the answer is, one of the answers will be, let me put the parenthesis to show that, so what multiplies itself to give 4 is you have to put plus 2. So plus 2 and plus 2, if you multiply, it's 4. See? So that means one of the values of x is plus 2, and the other one is not just this. You can also put another number that multiply itself to give 4 is minus 2, and minus 2 also gives you plus 4. So you have two answers. One is plus 2 and the other one is minus. So this is the answers, plus 2 and minus 2. So what is important is, did you get this piece, okay? And we can also think of a kind of a formula type. You know, if I have x squared is b, the definition of square root. See this square root? If I have x squared is b, then x is plus and minus square root of b. So this is how it is. So it means if this was the case, we could directly say, hey, x square is plus minus square root of 4, sorry, then x equals plus square root of 4 is 2, and the answers are plus 2 and minus 2. So a lot of work I'm showing just to get a whole understanding piece here. So we use the common sense here. This is common sense. This piece is common sense, this one. Okay, this is common sense. But then this is applying the formula. This formula is being applied to figure out. Again, the third one is the last one. You multiply these two pieces. And this time I'll write directly. So 2 times 8 is 16. And x times x is x squared. Okay. So this is same as x squared is 16. And then I say x equals plus minus square root of 16. So the two answers becomes plus and minus 4. So one of the answer is minus 4 and the other one is plus 4. And you're done. So this is how it works for the last one. By looking at this, the common sense you already know 4 times 4 is 16 and negative 4 times negative 4 also is 16. So we show with the steps so that the next lesson is going to be a lot about radicals, cube root of x, maybe fourth root of x, something like that. So this warm-up helps to kind of understanding the fundamentals of square. Okay? So I hope this helped. Okay, let me take this off. Okay, so here is the thing. There is a Noah decides to go for likes to go for boat rides along a river with his family, and you can see the picture clearly shows that. Okay, and in still water. Now, what is the meaning of still water? Is water not? Can you write down here? Water not moving. What does this means? Water not moving. So when that means it is just still water. It means suppose this is the water. Can you see what I'm doing? Is I'm drawing water here, and in this water, the boat is this boat. What is this? Let's see. This is the boat. Okay, so this boat it drives or it rides at the speed. So the speed is given of the boat. The boat speed is given is in still water. The speed is 8 kilometer per hour. So 8 kilometer per hour is the in the now the problem is based on the data. This is really nice application. Why even we want to learn about rational function? What is that got to do with our lives, right? So this rational river, it says rational river, but it talks about rational function. So we want to create a rational function where the numerator has to be a polynomial and the denominator also has to be a polynomial. So something like a quotient, something up, something down, and something basically means polynomial. Could be x square plus 3x, something like this, say, or x minus 5. All this is rational function. Now, if Noah rides boats 8 kilometer per hour, but this is in still water, so the plain water is not moving. But the problem is in the river, uh, it takes them same amount of time to go upstream and 5 kilometer upstream. And okay, this is like let me take a new page. So this is so here what it tells is there is a river. Let's see, the water is flowing down. The river is this way. So let me do like this. So there is kind of water flowing downwards. So this means water flowing downwards. So the picture, this will have the visual understanding here. So this means the water is flowing. So now if the water is flowing, the water will have some speed. So we will call this as R. That's what it's saying in the problem. Let R be the speed of the water. How fast is the water flowing down? So we will need to know what is that R here. See? So what is the speed of the water? Question mark. So this is like he's asked to us, what is the speed of the water? So this is what is asked. R. So the R is important variable, but he says it takes them the same amount of time. What does this T? The time it takes to go up 5 kilometers. So that means if the boat is here, so this is the boat, and if this boat goes up, if this boat goes upward like this, see, so a distance of, because going up will be a little difficult because the water is going against the boat, right? So this, let's say this is 5, so this is 5 kilometer. He can go 5 kilometer upwards if you start from top, like if you start from top, and this distance from here to here is 10 kilometer. So what that means is the time it takes to go up is same as the time it takes to go down. Now going down, you're going along the flow of water, so you're going to go faster. So we have to use some kind of expression, and for this I'm going to show you from physics. Distance is the speed times the time. This is from science. If I want to travel to Tucson to Phoenix, and then whatever the speed I go by, the speed, and multiply the time I travel, so that you multiply, you get the distance, total distance you cover. So we are going to use this piece first. For the first one, this is, I make two columns here just to make sense. This is upward, so going up, upstream, let's call it, instead of up, you'll write upstream. So, so this is upstream, is going against the flow of water, and the second one is downstream. It's going with the flow of water. So that means the d, the distance, the first case, the distance is d is 5. So d is 5. So I'll write 5 times. Okay. So sorry, the distance is equals the speed. Now the speed is in the still water, the speed was 8 kilometer per hour, but because he is going against the speed of the water, because water is trying to stop him going up, right? So it cuts down the speed of the boat. When the boat is going up, it's in the beginning the speed was 8, but because the speed of the water flowing downwards, so it lowers it decreases, so it lowers by that whatever that r. So this is the beautiful expression where you write the speed is 8 minus r times the t. T stands for time. But for the downstream, he travels 10 kilometer, and then now the speed going downwards, so going downwards is adding the speed of the water also, not just his speed. So 8 is the speed of the boat, Noah, his boat riding downwards, but along with that, the flow of the water also helps him to go faster by 8. So the total becomes 8 plus r. So 8 and together with the speed of the water times t. So this times t. Now both of this equation we have to solve for t. So what you do next is solve for, let's solve for t. So that means you are dividing by 8 minus r here. You divide 8 minus r. Okay. So that way we can cross out the 8 minus r and 8 minus r. So you end up getting t equals, so t equals 5 divided by 8 minus r. You could also directly write, but I wanted to show how it works. Yt equals uh, 8, 5 divided by. In the second case also you can divide, but this time you are dividing by 8 plus r here, and you are dividing this side also 8 plus r. So why do we divide? So that we can cross out 8 plus r, and you want to solve for t, right? So solving for t, we get the second expression is t equals 10 divided by 8 minus r. So these two equation is function of time for speed. The time depends on the speed. So next what I do is we have to solve. So I have to take this off. And now there's a second question. If you see this question A and question B, we are done with the question number A, which says, can you write a rational equation or expression? So that's what we are doing. Still not over. Now we have to say both of them are, this also is t, this also is t. So if the lefts are equal, the rights are equal. So it is 5 divided by 8 minus r equals 10 divided by 8. I think I made a mistake here. This should be plus here. So that is plus r. So this is the rational equation. The second part of the question is we have to solve this rational equation. What does it mean is now uh, okay. I want to okay. So what I'm gonna do is copy this so far. So we got that, and now we have to solve this. So the best is I'll take this and take a new one. No, 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 I won't get it. What do I do? Okay, I will try to erase everything and start again. Okay. So now we have to solve this. So all, and I'll write down again neatly. So what was it? 5 divided by 8 minus r, and the other one was 10 divided by 8. And now you use the cross product. So the warm-up helped us so that we can use the warm-up right here. So it is 5 times. So I'm going to write, so from here I'll write here, it is 5 times 8 plus r, the green one, and then equals, I'll use the blue color to do this piece. Sorry, let's use the red color. So this part you are cross multiplying. So in other words, you are multiplying 10 times 8 minus r. Once you reach, you're back to 7th and low grade maths where you use the distributive property. So can you see 5 times 8 will be 40, and 5 times r will be plus 5r. Then again you use the same thing. 10 times 8 is 80, and 10 times minus r is minus 8r. Then get all the variables on one side. So how do I get variables on one side? Add 8r this side plus 8r. Put a line, cross this out, and you get 40 plus 12r. 12r is 80, and then divide. Oh God. So divide by. Okay, almost done. So add. You are subtracting 40 both sides. So when you subtract 40, I think I missed the r here. Okay, so this crosses out. We have, so we get 12. So from here, just because there's no room here, 12r is 80 minus 40 is 40. Then divide by 12. So R equals, I can reduce 40 and 4 divides 10 times 40. 4 goes 3 times 12. So we can reduce this, simplify by dividing by 4 to the numerator and the denominator. And you can see this answer will be like, if you do in the decimal form to make understand what is the speed of the water. The speed of the water is, of course, you can write 3 1/3. It is going to 3 kilometer per hour. That means it is 3.3333, and goes on, which is R equals 3. We can round it. I'll just round it to 3.4 kilometer per hour. Oh. Okay, here this is about rational resistance. Now, what is that rational resistance means? We are going to create more rational function with the help of, in physics, there is a resistance. So what it does here, it is circuits in parallel flow this law. So what is in physics, it said the inverse of a total resistance is the sum of the inverses. Now, inverse is basically reciprocal, 1 over, of each individual resistance. So they already gave us, so we don't have to create. It just says the total resistance, 1 over RT is the total resistance, is equal 1 over R1 plus 1 over R2 plus. So, and they give you a lot, many of them. So we are going to focus only on the first two. It's like, okay, let's see directly. Resistance is measured in ohms. And the first question is asked, two circuits are placed in parallel. The first circuit has a resistance of 40 and the second one has a resistance of 60 more. So that means the R1 is all, if R1 is whatever the R1, the R2 has to be changed to, see this R2? This R2 has to be 60 more to 40. So what will be the equation? So let me take directly, copy this question. Okay, this is the first question. Watch. Is this the first question, right? Now, what this means is, I'm not, this is something called resistor, something like two pieces. These are like in parallel, they have, and something like this. These are called, this is what you see in physics, plus and minus the flow of the current. And that's the bulb. Maybe this is the bulb. This is the bulb. This is like a bulb and it goes like this. So these are the resistance which stop the flow of the current. So if you see this, this is like R1 and R2. So we'll think of only two resistance. So your total resistance 1 over RT is, this is our main equation, 1 over R1 and plus, because he's talking about two resistance. Okay. So, so I'm going to keep R1 as it is. I have to change this R2 based on this information. The first circuit has a resistance of 40. So if the first one is 40, the second resistance has, what is the total resistance? Oh, he's already giving us, put this as 40 and put the other one is 60. Let's put it. So 1 over RT equals 1 over 40 plus 1 over 60. See, so simple. All you do is let's, you have to solve this. That means you have to have the common denominator. You can see, how do I solve this? Or you can use cross product. Look at this. I'll use cross product this way. Let's do that. So 1 over total resistance is 1 times 60 is 60. 40 times 1 is 40. But then in the denominator, you have to multiply 40 times 60. What's 40 times 60? 240. See? So it becomes 240. So if you work this out, so what formula did I use? It's like this. Suppose you have A over B and plus C over D. You can always write this as A times D plus. So it means you multiply this piece, then you multiply this piece, B times C, divide by B times D. That is B times D. So I use this formula. It's also called cross product. You would just cross product, use that. So use these two and this two, see, and you get 6. And you multiply the bottom pieces, which are the denominators, and you get that. And total becomes 100 divided by 240. We can cross out the 0, which is it's like dividing by 10 both places. Okay. And then on the left, it is 1 over RT, right? So then we can use, so let me clean this off. So I'm going to write on top. So this one is, so what we got, total resistance, 1 over total resistance is 10 over 24, and you just use cross product. See, again use cross product, and you're done. So this 24 multiplies here, this multiplies here, and you get 24 times 1 is 24 equals 10 times RT, and then you divide by, and you can see this 10 crosses out, and the total resistance become equals 24, 2.4, because see, ohms is like this. So when you say ohms, resistance is the unit used to measure the resistance in the current flowing. Those of you who know science, V equals I over R. See this like this. Or resistance is I over V, kind of those formulas. Anyway, so the main thing is this piece I wanted to make sure we get the maths. What? Maths, this piece, correct. What? Okay, and done, 2.4. And we go to the last part is, and finally, let me clean this off. I hope 50%, 60%. What about you? How much? What about you? How can you get 100% correct? Are you sure you got the last piece? The invert and like you have to flip both. Huh? I'm still recording? Oh, I have to go. I have to stop and put it back.